What up? What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the pod. You are here just checking in with your everybody's favorite uncle, not just your favorite uncle, Uncle Don Don, yours truly. Voila. Joined by my good brother Paul, aka.
Mr. Qualified. How y'all feeling?
Um. So before we get into whatever we're gonna talk about today, I just want everybody to know that Qualis changed his outfit right press record on this. And I'm really upset with that because I had a good joke. He had on a little basketball tank. It was giving Jersey, but not quite. And he was his NBA street Keith Lee. So I don't have anything for you today.
That's good. NBA streak.
I looked down and I looked up and you had an outfit change on some Superman Clark Kent shit, and I was very upset. And I'm like, oh, you're ruining my joke, man.
I'm weak. It's the fact that you're really able to come up with a different variant every week. I think that's more impressive, to be honest.
Yeah, I think I missed 1 week, or if I said it, you didn't repeat it. But these are purely off the dome. My brain is a dangerous place to be.
Uh, you've said this multiple times before, which actually is kind of concerning. But it also makes sense given that you're a Leo and that this is y'all season and whatnot and carrying on. But more importantly, for you, by the time they see this, it would have passed. But as of the day of recording, we are days, mere hours, depending on how you look at hours, away from your actual birthday. So how are you feeling?
I feel great. I feel like I say it all the time, but today I actually do because I had to take yesterday or the evening of yesterday as like a self-care day. I just needed to reset. I felt like I was like Thanos had snapped and I just started like vaporizing slowly. And I was like, this I can't go into my birthday like this. So I cut off all the lights in my house. I did watch some TV. I took a nap. Then I woke up, I showered, I shaved, I indulged. Um, yeah, and then today I'm like, okay, I feel like a person again. So, I mean, I feel good. This is very odd though for me for my birthday season because I have nothing planned. My birthday is literally in hours. It's in 40 less than 48 hours. And everybody keeps asking the question that is like irking my soul. What are you doing for your birthday? I'm like, I don't know. And I can't get mad at them for asking
Yeah.
because that's just a general question, but also I've set like an expectation and precedence that I have planned something mildly extravagant. It doesn't have to be super big, but I usually, I'm a Leo. I do Leo season. I start in July. I celebrate even harder once August 1st happens. And then I do little things throughout leading up to my birthday, and then I do something, but I've done nothing. I mean, I celebrated my mother's birthday. I celebrated another one of our brother's birthdays. Shout out to Jonathan. But I haven't done anything for me, and I also don't want to make any more decisions. So we'll see what happens. But I mean, other than that, I'm good.
That's real. Do you think that the for you, is it the idea that when it comes to birthdays, do you feel like this is more a season thing, like just where things are right now, where you just happen to be in life this year, this time around, it's just no energy to plan? Or could you see yourself, well, past 35, because we already talked about that, but do you see yourself just more so being in a space in life where it's like, I just don't have to, Leo and all, I'll still be me, but I don't feel the need to necessarily have to do something or have plans or be the one creating them for my birthday? Or will that
Now,
ever stop?
now the last part you might be on to something. The not having to create the plans, but no, I mean I'm a birthday person, and I'm not saying like I was on Super Sweet 16 growing up and I just had this extravagant ass party every year. But like your birthday is the absolute one day that the world, the universe, and everything in it caters to you and orbits around you. And I firmly believe that. I mean, some people would do it every day and it's fine, but whatever. Your birthday is literally that. It is your your celebration of life. Like that is that you should honor yourself. And in doing so, it is a contagious energy that other people will too. Right. So it's not narcissism, people. Everybody says, oh, Leos do too much. Shut up. It is not my fault that I love me and I like to celebrate me out loud because you hear it, you join in, but don't get mad at that. Just celebrate you. Like that's all it is. So I will still continue to do things. I'm not at the stage where I'm like, oh, it's another birthday. But I think I'm just zapped. Like
Mm.
I just learned the language of decision fatigue, which I have been experiencing personally and professionally. I have traveled once a month for every month this year, but January.
Mm.
I ain't got it, man.
No, I hear that, and you did. I was hoping we circle back to it, but what went into or how did you start to learn the language of decision fatigue? I feel like I might be in a similar space where that is what I've been feeling, but I didn't know to call it that. So I'm really intrigued by how you kind of stumbled upon them words there, partner.
Actually, it just happened. What's today? It happened 2 days ago at work. Nope, happened yesterday at work. See, that's how time is. Man, Casey and JoJo, time is slipping away from me.
Indeed.
Um, yeah, no, it happened the other day at work. I was actually in a meeting, and my manager had asked like how my last vacation went for my mama, and I was explaining to her and everything, and I was just like, "Yo, I'm tired of making like decisions. Like I'm tired of leading, facilitating, coordinating, and everything." Because her birthday is a couple of days before mine, so that was the conversation. So naturally, she said, "What are you doing for yours?" And that opened up that door. She was like, "Yeah, decision fatigue is a thing." She was like, "Luckily, you don't have to lead this meeting. You just sit here and listen." And I was like, "Great." Um, and then I said, decision fatigue. And then I started talking to Alice on the phone, and that came up again. And I'm like, damn, this really is a thing. I'm like, I've been talking about it, but yo, I want to be in my soft era. Like I'm really trying my damnedest to be in my soft era, but you can't really be in your soft era when you in charge, leading. You number one. People coming to you for questions and answers. Like, so I'm giving medium era right now.
Medium era is crazy. But no, that's real. You plan on talking to Wanda about it?
Yeah, but not tomorrow. I got therapy tomorrow. I got a list of shit for her already. So I'm like, 60 minutes is gonna be tight, my guy.
So we're gonna put this on the back burner next time. But no, that is real. I think I've been experiencing it more personally than I have professionally. But I get that. I think with the way that you explained it, I think for me, I would love to not have to make all the decisions, but I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned recently is it's better to get comfortable making all the decisions first. So when it really does, so it seems like when it really becomes a choice, like when you really want to pull back and say, I'm not doing this anymore, or you genuinely can't or don't have this capacity, you can make that distinction between knowing that this is a self-care decision versus whatever grace may not come within that or whatever uh the word has slipped my mind, but the idea that if you pull back or stop making these decisions, or you're worried about what happens to people if you stop, and that's not allowing you to pull back and not make those decisions, even though you're tired. I feel like that's how it's shown up for me as of late. But I think that also just ties into me becoming a bit more familiar with this version of myself right now, because it is a completely different version than who I am accustomed to, even who I thought that I was. So that's in it. That's a whole nother thing to get into. We ain't got to get into that. But the decision fatigue thing was that did stand out because I couldn't find those words either for the kind of exhaustion and the tiredness that I was feeling. But I feel like that pretty much sums it up.
And it'd be simple decisions too, because a decision
Yeah.
is a decision is a decision. Wow, that's can't even get that one out. Um, I wanted to go to the gym yesterday, but I was like, now I have to get up, put on some clothes. I gotta move the cars in the driveway and get out, then go here, then come back. Then I gotta figure out what I'm gonna eat. Am I gonna eat before I shower or after I shower? It was just like, yo, I just wanted to work out, get a little sweat equity and be good. And I was like, forget it. TV, lights off. Okay.
No, literally, I just be giving up some days. Like, you know what? Actually, never mind. Forget I even thought about doing any of it, to be honest.
Mhm. Any semi-active parent, kudos to you because you have to do this for a child, another living being, potentially one. If you have a kid, there's a chance you have a partner. So now you got three people, including yourself.
Yeah,
I'm barely keeping it together.
yeah. Listen,
That's decisions I don't want. The last decision I'm gonna make is that I don't want no kids. So continue the conversation.
crying. I really hope that changes for you one day, but we'll see. I think the clock is ticking and it's gonna run out. I don't think your mind is gonna change at all.
TikTok, TikTok, no kid. Okay. If you know, you know.
Crying. Been ages since I've seen that. But yeah, so I might have asked this a couple episodes ago, but do you feel any particular way about 34? Whether that just be reflection on how the 30s have been so far, whether that's a reflection on just this past year, like yeah, is 34 having any type of feeling for you?
I don't have one. Like there isn't one. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna be 34. Like okay, it sounds like a real thing that's happening, but I still haven't conceptualized that my birthday is in 2 days. And for me, my birthday is my new year. It's my January 1st, right? So one, that's a new year life. Up until a year ago, I was always in education in some form of facet. So our new year was either August or September. So like that was always my restart. I don't feel like I'm restarting anything, which is a good thing. It's uncomfortable, but it's a good uncomfortable because I feel like I'm finally in the space that I should be, that I deserve to be, that I kind of felt like I have always been. I just ain't been there. So now my aspirations have become my reality. I'm not complacent in any way, but there's no like yearning for something because it's like, well, it's 34. You survived 32 and it went over to 33 because it was a rough go, but so now it's like, well, I guess we just coast a little bit.
That's real. Yeah, I try not to do this. I try not to look too far ahead, and especially with people who I'm close with. So like for you example, when I hear you, you know, describe kind of like a time frame of things, I try really hard not to immediately place, you know, that timeline on myself and say, "Oh, well, I hope by 34, I'm
Yeah.
coasting." You know what I'm saying? Cuz subconsciously, sometimes that can just happen when you have somebody, you know, side by side, yes, but in front of you from the standpoint of, you know, life experiences and whatnot. But I do feel that, and I always wonder, like, does 30 to 35 feel the same way that like 25 to 30 did, or because 30 was that like threshold number, that five after maybe in principle feels a little bit the same, but it's not that because you've already got over the major threshold, if you will. Does that make sense though? Like the 25 to 30 and the 30 to 35 in terms of how a lot of people usually define or describe, you know, what 25 to 30 feels, you know, as an adult.
They don't feel the same to me at all. Excuse me. I feel like 25 to 30, I was a little more aware and experienced, but I didn't, I guess, have the tools I needed to get where I wanted to be. I had the skill set, but I guess, or maybe opportunity. Let's go with that one. I don't know.
Interesting.
Uh, but this feels settled. Like I feel more whole than I have ever been in my life. And I felt like complete before, so I'm not saying like I just been out here like a pegboard or something, but I now have a I now have a different understanding of like what whole is. So yeah, now it's just like, oh, okay, I accomplished this, I accomplished that, and yeah. But they don't feel the same at all.
You said something that caught my attention. Do you consider skills and tools to be the same thing?
That was why I kind of hesitated because I was like, okay, but No, because I feel like skills would be something that is internal, something that you have or have acquired, practice, whatever. Tools, I mean, it's semantics at this point, but tools I feel like are things that you get and you put tools and skills together when opportunities arise.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, you get some tools along the way. I feel like tools are a little more tangible. Skills are like the intangibles of your traits, your character, that kind of shit in my brain.
Yeah, no, that's how I was seeing it, and that's why I asked because I do think that I do think it comes down to some people having the skill, like you said, people can have this feeling of like I'm aware, like I know what I want to do. I'm not necessarily without direction, but before an opportunity can even present itself, like I would need some of the smaller things. Like it's one thing to get a chance, but before somebody gives you a chance, it's like, do you have some of the small things to enhance those skills? Like if somebody sees something, if a mentor sees something in me, right? They are giving me what they give me, whether that be in advice, whether that be in knowledge, whatever the case may be. I see that as a tool
Mhm.
to help enhance the skills that I might inherently have or wanted to hone or whatever. And then from there, if an opportunity presents itself, now I can say, well, I had these skills. I got help in this capacity. That's what has prepared me, or that's what makes me feel ready for said opportunity. But I think that's a really important and specific equation in regard to that feeling whole aspect, I would even say, to a certain degree. So not directly correlated, but partially. But yeah, that's why I asked. It just stood out.
Yeah, I feel like skills are the things you have, tools are the things you're taught. You put those together to be ready for when opportunities arise. And those are the things that present themselves to you. So
I like that. I like that. You had mentioned earlier, and we can wrap with this. You had mentioned earlier about birthdays being, like that one day, in the world for you, essentially. I'm going to assume that you consider birthdays a top five holiday in general.
top three.
Top three. Okay, you want to just give me everything the other four around it, then you ain't got to order it. You ain't got to put it in order.
Um,
And it's gonna be a preference anyway, because it's you. It ain't no consensus list of top five,
yeah. Well,
holidays.
let's be real. It's number one.
I mean,
Like,
also it makes sense for you to say that.
I mean, shout out to God. Easter is cool, but like barring him, like birthday is number one. Um, Number one is birthday, and no other particular order. I would probably say Christmas, Halloween, Mother's Day, and New Year's.
Mm, okay, so you're not a big Thanksgiving person.
Um, I mean, yeah, but at, for me, I'm with my family all the time and have been. I come from a bigger family. It has gotten smaller over the years. So Thanksgiving never felt any different. It was just like, oh, we about to go to dinner, celebratory with each other. But no, Christmas had a different level of joy, and it wasn't necessarily the presents, gift giving or receiving. Um, so yeah, honorable mention Thanksgiving, but no. And also, there ain't no Thanksgiving songs, ain't no Thanksgiving music, ain't nobody singing about corn and cranberry sauce for real. Christmas, however, all the bops.
Christmas does have all the pops. I also see that you didn't have Valentine's Day in there, so you are not a certified lover boy.
No, I say this respectfully, but bleep Valentine's Day. It feels like forced love, and maybe this is the like hardened single heart. But it's just like, it feels like I have to do something for you, and I don't like to be told what to do.
Mm,
So Valentine's Day has never been a day that I'm like, hmm. And even when I haven't been single, or if I was dating somebody around Valentine's Day, I'm like, oh, I guess, okay, what am I gonna get you? Like, well, Christmas just passed. potentially your birthday could be around then. Now what else? Now we got to go out to eat and look at a whole bunch of other couples tables and hear forks on plates and everybody dressed in red. And it feels I'm good on it.
And
I
then
do love love. I do love love, and I will love on you every day, all day, and very often. But when you tell me to do it on the 14th, oh.
that's real. I feel that. Um, and then last but not least, you did not say Juneteenth, so I'm assuming you do not like black people. You and George
Wow.
Bush both.
Drag me then. No, I love us for real. But quite honestly, let's be real. People just found out what Juneteenth was like 6 hours ago.
They found out what it was when we actually got it off as
Right.
a national holiday.
Like, oh, okay, it's Black Independence Day. Sure. Yes, let's go with that. But then they still celebrate the 4th of July in the same way they celebrate Juneteenth. Like culturally, I understand what Juneteenth is. So, when I see you in person, remind me to hit you in the throat for saying that. But yeah, no, Juneteenth is a new holiday for the culture. So, open up a book and learn your history, people.
That's real. The sad part is I feel like black Americans, black Negroes more specifically, if you catch my drift, there ain't no difference between Cinco de Mayo, the 4th of July, Juneteenth, Labor Day. It's all the same. We grilling.
One has beer, one has whiskey, one has tequila. Like,
That's all it is.
but now that you mention that, honorable mention, shout out to Cinco de Mayo.
Shout out to
That
Cinco.
that even like tequila and tacos aside, like I just enjoy seeing people like celebrate them.
Yeah,
And Cinco de Mayo of all the cultural holidays, like it'd be on point everywhere. And I'm in Chicago, so you got Cinco de Mayo, and then you got the Puerto Rican Day Festival, and then you got all these other things. Like they celebrate everything here.
yeah.
So yes, shout out to Cinco de Mayo. I got some good and bad stories on that one.
The fact that Negroes have renamed it Cinco de Drinko should let you know everything that you need to know about a particular section of,
People don't care.
of us
America
melanated people.
care. We just lush and live on. Like that's all.
Lush and live out is crazy. But I don't know which Keith Lee I am today, but birthday vibes. We want to check in, see how I won't call him old man. I already got one chop to the throat, but check it in, see how Donald is feeling approaching this birthday. By the time y'all see this, y'all would have been late if y'all have not told him. So just remember that if you are watching or listening. But yeah, nonetheless, all of that aside, still give this episode a 10 out of 10 because it's Leo season. I can't hate. It's his birthday coming up. So anything less than a 10 would be unacceptable. And we'd have to fight more times than we already got to fight the next time we see each other. And I'm not trying to go to the pit that many times. If you know, you know. But it's until then, and until next time, we'll catch y'all. Peace.